Hello, and welcome to Slutkin Unsolved, where today we discuss the murder of Assbren. It was eerie, disturbing, and it happened super recently.
Like 2010s recently?
Like, days ago recently.
That's really recently.
Yup, and not only that, it involved the murder of a member of one of SMC's most legendary underground sororities, Sigma Upsilon, aka Slutkin Nuts.
Wait, but I thought Stigmites didn't have Greek life.
Neither had I until I came across this story. So, it all starts off with a trip that was supposed to be fun to, Lake George at Flo's grandma's lake house.
Why do people even go to lakes anymore? Lake stories never end well.
Well, everyone seemed to be relaxing, having a great time at the lake, and just enjoying being away from campus when around dinner time, one of the Slutkin members, Assbren, was found floating face down in the lake.
Everyone knows you're not supposed to swim until a half hour after you eat. She probably just drowned because of that.
Maybe, or maybe not. You see, when she was brought back to shore, there were huge cuts on her left thigh and her left hand.
Sharks.
Yeah, it was bad. Now the four girls who found her were Flo, Leah, Meg Gash, and Sarah White. The two other girls, Riley and Meg R, that is, were missing in action at the time.
Something seems fishy. Maybe even more sharks. Because a friend goes missing and dies, and then two of them aren't there.
Exactly. Now, all but one of the girls have said that they noticed Assbren and Meg G fighting all morning.
Wait, fighting about what? Is she to blame?
Possibly. Apparently, Assbren had offended Meg Gash at breakfast when she made an insulting comment about geese. Apparently, the comment hurt her so much that later in the day, when she confronted Assbren, who refused to apologize, they ended up getting really into it on the dock. And Meg Gash was seen pushing Assbren into the water with a giant stick.
So why is this unsolved? It was obviously Meg with the big stick who killed her.
Not exactly. While Meg Gash acknowledges hitting Sarah, she says when she pushed her in, she didn't drown. But she doesn't elaborate further because she says at that point she left the scene.
Well, she's lying.
Maybe. Except for the fact that the evidence lies in her favor. When Assbren was pushed into the water by Meg Gash, she was seen wearing a blue shirt and purple shorts. Yet, when she was found dead, she was only in a bathing suit. Both articles of clothing were found dry and near the house. Therefore, something must have happened between her getting hit by Meg Gash and her being found dead hours later.
Like, we need a Ouija board to contact Assbren so she can tell us what happened.
If only. Now, this is where it gets even weirder. When Assbren's four friends found her, none of them seemed sad. Sarah White even looked happy when she saw the body, and right after they confirmed that she was in fact dead, Leah smiled and began quoting vines about death.
Oh my fucking gosh, she fucking dead.
Did they hate her or something? Like, could they not just fake sadness?
Exactly. While all of them have the same story about Meg Gash, when I kept digging, I noticed each of them had pretty significant reasons why they could have wanted her dead.
Was she like a terrible person or something?
Or maybe they were all just terrible people.
Maybe.
And with that, let's get into the theories. Theory number one involves Sarah White, aka Swite, the girl who smiled at her dead friend. Both of them were juniors on the swim team, founding daddies of Slutkin Nuts, and both had the same name, something that made Sarah White boil inside. This girl hated being compared to anyone, yet for 3 years she had to put up with being one of the Sarahs.
I totally understand that because back in kindergarten, there was this girl who came into the class late, and her name was also Peyton, and I had to go by Peyton S for the rest of the year when she got to just be called Peyton. Ridiculous.
Alright, well, what do you think about theory number two, Leah's vine obsession? The first thing Leah said when she saw Assbren dead was, Oh my fucking god, she fucking did.
Oh, I know that Vine. Rip Vine.
Yeah, but now it's both Rip Vine and Rip Assbren.
True.
Is it possible Leah set up this whole murder just so she could have the chance to quote a Vine that actually was accurate to the current situation?
That seems like a leap. Like, how sad does your life need to be in order for that to entertain you?
Yeah, it would be pretty sad. But she still said it. Anyway, Theory 3, Flo the Fortnite Queen.
This girl seems too innocent to play Fortnite. Move on to the next one.
That's sexist because Flo is actually one of the world's best Fortnite players, and not only does she play it constantly when she isn't in class, she knows every single dance move.
Is she 12?
I know, right? Could it be that one day on the lake proved too long away from her console that she believed reality as if she was playing the game? Assbren's death just happened to be collateral.
That might explain why her outfit changed.
Yeah. Moving on to theory number 5.
Number 4.
My bad. Number 4. Meg R. and Riley killed Assbren. Both were nowhere to be found when the body was discovered. Peculiar, because when I googled their names, all 3 came up under the same articles about swimming. Apparently all swim the same distance events for the swim team.
Yeah, I get that. I hate all the sprint freestyles on my team. Like, just because you're a shark doesn't mean that you can come and swim my races at Connor.
Alright, well you seem salty, but moving on, could it be that they were salty towards Assbren too, because she was always too sick or too injured to show up to the distance practices?
I think that's about something else, though.
Apparently, there were also 3 other Slutkins who were not at the lake house. Dan and Katie both had solid alibis and were seen on campus during the time of the attack. And Peyton Stewart...
I was hiking a mountain that day.
Whatever you say. But I just want to say, Peyton, welcome to your tape. Looks like whoever you named as your sources on the mountain don't even know who you are.
Wait, but I have this rock.
And when surveying the dirt at the lake house, it shows that there were more than 2 cars on the property at the same time.
But then how would I get this rock from the mountain?
Also, there were your fingerprints on the clothes and your blood stains on the driveway. You watched Sarah and Meg fighting about geese, and you knew you could frame her.
But I have this rock.
But we outsmarted you. Officer, take him away.
My rock. No.
Take him away. Get him out of here. Get him out of
I
here.
didn't mean to do it.
And this has been another Slutkins Unsolved. Wait a second. Slutkins Solved. See you next week.
Lead it for you.
More sharks.
Exactly. Leah smiled and began quoting vines. It was so good. It was so good. And then I fucked it up. Damn it.
Scan the...
No.
You can just...
Okay, I get.
Rolling.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Action.
Oh. Apparently, there were also 3 other Slutkins who were not at the lake. I said lay house.
Fine.
Lay house. Oh. Stop slurping, Offset. This has been another BuzzFeed. Oh. Shit. Damn it.
Okay.
Crap.